Alright guys, today I'm going to quickly go over how to use my NBA CVP chart. So I went ahead and pulled up the most recent one here. It's for February 5th. So we'll quickly go over the columns here and what they mean. Obviously position, player name, their current salary, their current opponent, fantasy points per game on the season based on FanDuel scoring, fantasy points per game over their last 5, and then their cash game baseline is what they need to score in order to reach value for your cash game. And then the CVP on the season is basically their season average subtracted by the baseline, which in this case for DeMarcus Cousins is a -2, meaning on the season, based on this salary, he's underperforming. Now the season one's not as important as the last 5. The last 5 is the one you want to look at because salaries change throughout the season. So basing his season average on this number would be incorrect. Now the last 5 which you want to look at. So at $11,000, he needs to score 50 points. Over his last 5 games, he's averaged 49.6 points, meaning there's a -0.4, which isn't bad. I mean, that's, pretty good. Now the ones you want to avoid obviously are like the -4, -5s, there's some -10s. But now, basically what you want to do, this isn't really for your studs. I mean, your studs are your studs. They're basically going to, plug them in. But to find value using this is what you're going to do. You're actually going to flip the chart so that your lowest price guys show up first. And then you're just going to scroll through your CVP last 5 over here until you start seeing some positive numbers. Now, I've already gone through it, and I know that on the 3rd page, or the 4th page maybe, let's see. Yeah, here we go. So here we go. Langston Galloway at 4,500 over his last 5 games. His CVP right now is a positive 4.85. Amari Stoudemire has been another good play of late. His CVP currently is a positive 4.4. So these are the kind of guys you want to look for. Then sometimes you find those diamonds in the rough that nobody's looking at, like Danny Green, for example. Over his last 5 games, he's averaging a plus 2.91 CVP. So he's somebody that you probably wouldn't have normally looked at, but he has been playing well lately, and he's been reaching value. And that's basically how you want to look at this. You want to try to find the guys with the positive CVP that are in that lower end price range that no one will probably really look at. Now the only thing you need to make sure to check is to make sure it wasn't one big game, because one big game obviously can affect a 5-game average. So if, say, Danny Green had a 40-point game, but he scored like 10 points in the other 4, this number would be bigger. So you want to make sure that you're not picking someone that just had one big game. Obviously go look at their stats, over the recent history to make sure that they are actual values. I hope that helps you find some value using the chart. It's pretty straightforward. It's not too complicated. I use it all the time, and I've found some values that I would have never thought about before, and it will help you build your cash game lineups.